Hey guys, I'm going to do problem 724, example 724 from page 400, excuse me, in the book. We went over these in class, and I figured I'd make a little video of them just to help review for the final and also help review for the test. So the problem reads, Weldon Corporation's fiscal year ends December 31st. The following is a list of transactions involving receivables that occurred during 2018. First transaction, March 27th, accounts receivable of $1,700 were written off as uncollectible. The company uses the allowance method. Okay, so the information is pretty much given in the problem. They use the allowance method, so the debit is to allowance for uncollectible debts, 1,700, and then it says accounts receivable were written off, so the credit is to accounts receivable for 1,700. Okay. Next transaction, loaned an officer of the company $20,000 and received a note requiring principal and interest at 7% to be paid on March the 30th. So we loaned an officer money, so we know we have to credit cash. $20,000, and we get a note receivable. $20,000. Okay. And he said we didn't have to do this problem right here, the May the 30th problem, so we're going to skip that one, and we'll just go straight to June. Sold merchandise to the Blankenship Company for $12,000. Terms of the sale were $210, net $30. Weldon uses the gross method to account for cash discounts. Okay, so gross method means gross in, gross out. Gross is the number given, net is the number given minus the discount. So we're going to use gross in, gross out. So we're going to use the 12,000, and we debit accounts receivable. Blankenship Company, 12,000, and then we credit sales, 12,000. Okay. Now, July the 8th, the Blankenship Company paid its account in full. Okay. So they paid the entire amount, and we have to determine if it's within the discount period. June the 30th, 10 days from there would be July the 7th, I believe. 30th to the 7th. Let's see. I'm going to have to actually look at a calendar. June the 30th to the 8th. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's within the discount period because 10 days would be the 10th. Okay, so they received the discount. So we have to, well, we know the credit is going to be to accounts receivable for the entire amount. Okay. Okay, and there's going to be a sales discount. That equals 2%. of 12,000. So that's 12,000. Okay. And then we get cash for the remaining amount. Okay. Now let's move to the 31st. Stock sold in a non-public company with a book value of 5,000 and accepted 6,000 non-interest bearing note with a discount rate of 8%. The 6,000 payment is due on February the 28th, 2019. The stock has no ready market value. Okay, this problem was a little bit tricky. So let's just walk through it. They sold a stock for $6,000. Okay, they paid $5,000 for it, so there's a $1,000 gain, but there's an 8% discount, so we have to take the discount from the $6,000. So the investment, first we have to figure out what was the investment in the stock. So the debit is in investment was 5,000. Okay. Actually, no. They received 6,000 in cash. So 6,000. Okay. But their investment was only 5,000. Okay. So we have to figure out where that other 1,000 went. So originally what I did was I took 6,000 and multiplied times 0.08%. But in the notes that was incorrect. It was only half that amount. And so then I had to look back and say, well, why would it only be half? Well, this only occurred for half the years because it says the payment is due on February, and we're calculating this based on December the 31st. So February, March, April, May, June, July. No, excuse me. It's March, April, May, June, July, August. Okay, yeah. So we look here. Pardon me. Let me say that again. We have to calculate the dates between February and August, and that's only 6 months. So it's March, April, May, June, July, and August. So that's 6 months. So the discount on accounts receivable is equal to 8%, 0.088% multiplied by the amount 6,000 multiplied by the number of months. Once again, it was 6 months from February to August divided by the total number of months, and that gives us 240. If you wouldn't have done half, you would have got 480, and that's incorrect. And then the rest is the gain on sale, and that's 760. Okay. And then the last final transaction, bad debt expense is estimated to be 2% of credit sales for the year. Credit sales for 2018 were 700,000. So you simply take the bad debt expense and that equals that equals 700,000 multiplied by 0.02, and then allowance for 14,000. Okay, I've solved this problem previously, so let's just check and make sure I have all the debits and credits in the right places and all the account titles labeled correctly. So I'm going to just move this down here. Okay. Allowance for uncollectible debts, debit, accounts receivable, credit, notes receivable, officer, cash, accounts receivable, blanket ship company, 12,000, sales 12,000, debit to cash, 11,760, sales discount 240, accounts receivable 12,000, and this is the tricky one. Oh, okay, I put cash here. It didn't. I don't think it said cash or note receivable, so I just put cash, but we'll just put note. It might have said, yeah, because it sold the note for a discount. Okay, so yeah, it was a note. And the credits are investment. The investment was 5,000. The discount was 240. Discount to note receivable 240, and then the gain on the sale was 760. So we did that mostly correct. And then bad debt expense here, 14,000. Allowance for uncollectible debts, allowance for uncollectible accounts, 14,000. So that's the solution to example 724. It was in your book. Everything was pretty straightforward except for these two transactions. This one you have to know whether it's the gross method or the, pardon me, this one you have to know whether it's the gross method. This one you need to know, you have to calculate the discount, and then this one you have to know that the discount on notes receivable is equal to the discount rate multiplied times the amount multiplied times the number of months that the discount is applicable. So I hope this helps, guys, and good luck on your test.